So I actually liked the Flash movie. I feel like that's a bit of an unpopular opinion now. I thought it was decent. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means. It wasn't great. I personally would have preferred a more true to life telling of the Flashpoint story. You know, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman, I think, would have been amazing. That's something that I would have preferred. But all in all, I thought it was a good movie. I thought the action was good. Ezra Miller, I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but in terms of just the performance, off the screen stuff aside, in terms of just the performance, I thought they were very good. And I thought that because they really hit the emotional beats with Barry's mum and all of that. And I think that's what you kind of want with the Flash, those emotional beats. They did it quite well on the CW show and they did it well in the movie. And then obviously Michael Keaton was good to see back again. I would have preferred Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but it was good to see Michael Keaton back. General Zod and Ursa, great to see those back as well. Again, it was a little bit hollow. They were just kind of there. But it was good to see them back. You know, it was good to see those old characters returning to that Man of Steel setting. I thought was really good. But one thing I think everyone can agree on is the cameo scene sucked. It really sucked, and I can do it a lot better. Now, one of the main reasons it sucked was, the deep fake and the CGI. Bringing back dead people. I mean, no pun intended, I am dead against using deepfakes to bring back actors, particularly when their estate might not like, their family might not like it, or they might have had like a troubled relationship with DC, like George Reeve had a troubled relationship with DC, but they still just used him. And again, they can't interact with other characters as well. One thing about cameos is you want to see the actor or you want to see that character in a different setting and interacting with it, not just kind of staring off into whatever. And that's a problem that I kind of have as well with multiverse in general when it comes to movies and films. Multiverse works great in comics because it's all about the story and how the story works. In film and TV, multiverse is just about what actors can you get, and whatever actor you get kind of influences the multiverse and influences the story in that way, which I personally don't like. Cameo scene sucked. CGI was bad. I actually have like a low stakes conspiracy theory. I think that the reason why the CGI people in The Flash look so bad was because one cameo scene, I think probably the Christopher Reeve one, that looked really bad and it stuck out like a sore thumb. I think they said, let's make all of them look like that and then just pretend it was a stylistic choice. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that's kind of what I think happened personally. I'm going to go over some rules for the cameos first, and then I'm going to use a little bit of editing to kind of show what I'm after. I'm not using AI garbage, and I'm not a good editor myself, so please bear with me. I'll try and put some images together to kind of make it look all right. So, obviously, the actors have to have been alive, for one, and also able to film when The Flash was going on, when the movie was being filmed. And also, the actors have to be a bit of a realistic choice as well. So I know that they offered Christian Bale the world to come back to this movie, and fair play to him, he said no. So as much as I would love to have included a Christian Bale cameo in this, like, he wouldn't have done it, so I haven't included him. And I respect that. So how you do it is the movie is played out exactly the same way as it does in real life up until this cameo point where you see the worlds coming in and everything's kind of colliding, crashing together. So we cut to Metropolis with the only cameo from the original film that I'm keeping, which is Nick Cage. I popped when I saw Nick Cage. When I saw him fighting the spider, I thought that was great. Obviously, we're getting rid of all the shit that was on his face, and we're going to just show Nick Cage as Superman. So he fights the spider, as per normal, and he flies up to a rooftop in Metropolis, looks at one world kind of crashing in or one world coming in, and up flies Brandon Routh in his Kingdom Come Superman costume that he wore. And I think Brandon Routh should have been in this. One of the benefits of having him is he's already dealt with multiverse. He's already met other Supermen. So he can talk about this. He can, what's going on. I've met other Kal-Els before. And so they're looking across at all the worlds flying in, and up flies Henry Cavill. Now, I know I said I'm going to keep it realistic, and, Henry Cavill, there's a whole situation there. But at the time of filming The Flash, Henry Cavill was back. He'd done the Black Adam cameo, and he filmed some stuff for The Flash that was ditched because it was setting up a universe that wasn't going to happen, which I still would have liked to have seen it, but whatever, I suppose. But I feel I can include him because he did film stuff for The Flash, and this wouldn't be setting up anything else. This would just be a cameo of him with Brandon Routh and Nicolas Cage, the three Supermen together. And they talk to each other, which is what was missing in the first film. So they're experienced, all of them. They're very, they know what to do. So they come up quickly with a plan. They're going to save as many people as they can, and they're going to try and figure out what's going on. And they all kind of fly off in different directions. And so as they fly off, we pan across to another world that's come crashing in. And out of a Lazarus pit steps Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. So I know I said I wasn't including Christian Bale. I still wanted a Nolan-verse character. And I feel like Liam Neeson's probably the most likely to do it. He almost was Ra's al Ghul in the Arrowverse. Plus, again, it's good to get some other villains in. So he steps out of the Lazarus pit, up some steps, and we kind of see the Gotham City skyline. He must be on the outskirts of Gotham or something like that. Zoom into Gotham, and we see Batman. But it's George Clooney Batman. So I don't have the George Clooney cameo at the end. The end will be Batfleck and all of them. Clooney cameo's here, and he's in costume, bat nipples, he's got it all. He's wondering what's going on. When we hear the grapple noise, up grapples Batfleck. Now, Batfleck's included in this because he knows, he's spoken to Barry, so he knows what Barry's trying to do in the multiverse, and he knows this is probably something to do with that. So he tells George Clooney, we need to find Barry Allen. And I know someone who might be able to help. Pan across, it's Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. She's in the Flash already, so we're going to include her in the big cameo fest. We look at some more worlds crashing in and some more help. And we pan across to Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. I would have included in this. Linda Carter was in Wonder Woman 1984. She was in Supergirl. She was in Smallville. She's probably got a good relationship with them, so I think she would do it as well. Linda Carter says, I think we may know someone who can help us find Barry Allen. And we look over and we see John Wesley Shipp as Jay Garrick. Now, John Wesley Shipp is my favourite Flash actor, and Jay Garrick is my favourite Flash. So me personally, I had to include them. And plus it makes sense from the cameo scene. And they go, yeah, I know Barry Allen. He's stuck in the Speed Force. I can go to the Speed Force. I can get him out. And then out of the Speed Force, so he flashes around, he runs around, out of the Speed Force steps Grant Gustin. A little bit like No Way Home, where it's like, it's Barry, we found Barry, but it's the wrong Barry. And they're all talking with each other, and he says, I met another Barry Allen once, I met another Barry once, but he didn't know about the multiverse, so he must have made some kind of huge mistake. And then, that's the end of the cameo scene. We cut back to the original film. I think that's very realistic and a lot better than what we got. We actually have real life people acting. We have them talking to each other and not just kind of staring off in some weird PS2 graphics kind of scenario. Hope you like that. Who would you like to have seen in that cameo scene? Would you have just done away with it? Would you have done it completely different? I do like this sort of stuff because it's like, the fantasy booker in my head is really, I like thinking about what I would do if I was in charge of these films and all that kind of thing. So it's a fun discussion. If you've got any thoughts, leave your comments down below. I hope you like this video, and like and subscribe for the next one.